Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Nomsa. If you've been here before, welcome back. And if you are new, I hope you like what you see and you subscribe. As you may have already seen from the title of the video, we are on episode 2 of my 40 lessons learned in 40 years. I hope you enjoyed episode number 1 and you get to enjoy this one as well, and maybe pick up a lesson or two from what I've gone through. You know, sometimes we learn from other people's mistakes. We go through stuff so that other people don't have to go through them. And this is probably one of the main reasons why I'm sharing this as well, to save you, if I can, from making mistakes that I made. So yeah, without wasting any more time, let us get into lesson number 11. So lesson number 11 is cash is king. Listen, I had to learn this the hard way, okay? At a very young age, I started buying things on credit. Bear in mind, I was a student when I started getting credit to my name. There's this thing where people or young people are encouraged to have debt. I don't know if it's something that is all over the world, but I know here in South Africa, it is almost like a disadvantage if you do not have credit to your name, because then it means you don't have record for the banks maybe to look into to see if you are credit worthy should you want to buy a house or you want to buy a car. So it's encouraged that you start having credit, using credit from a young age. And I think because I didn't have guidance as such, I went about it the wrong way. So I opened a clothing account. I was young, obviously, so I was buying clothes all the time, every time, and I was exhausting the credit on that account that I had. I ended up, because the debt was so much, I ended up having to get more credit to be able to pay off this debt. My debt, rather, just was adding up and adding up and adding up to a point where I was drowning. Okay, I was drowning in debt, and I ended up having to get assistance. My lovely husband, who was my boyfriend then, stepped in, and he created this 6-month plan for me where I was not allowed to buy anything for 6 months with my salary. All I did was pay off my debt, and he was monitoring it, and he was assisting me where he had to, because I ended up not having like food money, petrol money, and all of that stuff. And he would give me that extra money so that I could be able to pay off my debt. And since then, I don't have any credit cards. I don't have any loans. I buy everything that I buy cash. This is what we do in our house. We had our cars obviously financed, but those got paid off. The house, obviously, we are paying our bond, but everything outside of that, we buy cash. We don't buy clothes on credit. We don't buy food on credit. Even our cell phone contracts, we've canceled them, and we're doing prepaid on our cell phones. So we are trying really hard to live a debt-free life. And hopefully one day we'll pay off our house and live like completely debt-free. But remember, cash is king. If you don't have cash to pay for something, it simply means you can't afford it. So save up for it. If you want it that badly, save up for it. In South Africa, we have lay-bys. You can lay-buy some things until you are able to pay everything off cash, own something without owing anybody. It means you cannot afford it. So either wait a little bit because you are saving for it, or just park it until such a time you can actually afford to buy it cash. So that is lesson number 11 from me. Lesson number 12 is in the same category as the last one, lesson number 11, and it is save, save, save. Save your money if you can. It's always advised that you need to have at least an emergency fund that can assist you should anything come up where you don't have money readily available. You can tap into your savings. Remember that savings are for a rainy day. When you put money away so that it saves you one day. You don't put money away so that you're able to buy a McDonald's in the middle of the month or towards the end of the month because your salary is finished. You're saving so that you live comfortably. You don't have anxiety when it comes to anything that may come up without you having planned for it. Your car breaks down or whatever it is. So I would really advise you to save your money and don't spend unnecessarily. I would advise you that you have like a debit order where you don't have control of how much you save on a monthly basis. Like you set a debit order and you let it go through, like the money just goes off of your account into a savings account that you do not have access to. Also, the important thing is that this is money you don't have easy access to, because we all know if you just transfer money from one account to another and you have access to it, chances are you will spend that money. So if you want to live comfortably and know that you are safe, I'll use that word, should an emergency come about, you know you have a savings account somewhere where it will save you. Literally, a savings account is so that it saves you should a rainy day come or should something unexpected just pop up. You are able to service whatever that issue is and continue. I would advise that you continue to save. A savings, it's not even something that you need to look into every month to see how much I've got in my pocket now. It's just something that you forget about. You set a debit order, it goes off of your account automatically, and you can check once in a while if your money is still in your account. You know, someone hasn't helped themselves to your money, but it's not the type of money or account where you monitor every month. You look at the statements to see how much money you have. Just put it in there. There's a 32-day account that you can open. Just save your money where you can. When you have extra cash, even if it's 100 rands, trust me, it's going to make a difference in your life. Save, save, save. Lesson number 13 is to never give up. I don't care what you are faced with. Do not give up. Have the audacity to have hope. The only failure you will experience in life is if you give up, because then you would have failed. Then there's no question as to whether you could, you can, or you did, or you just have hope. The more you have hope, the more you are able to tackle each day as it comes, and it gives you the encouragement and the courage to continue on the journey that you are on in that moment. One thing you should remember is that we all go through trials and tribulations in life, and the difference between winners and losers is the fact that the winners do not ever give up. If you give up, then it's a guaranteed lose. You give up, then you've lost. There's no chance for you. You have lost. Case closed. But if you have hope, if you hold on and see what tomorrow brings, then you have a bigger chance of winning. So never, ever, ever give up. Lesson number 14 is one that I love so much, but I learned so late in my life. Like, I'm so mad. I'm mad at the people that had this information and didn't share it with us, especially us Black women, is to wear sunscreen. Like, wear your sunscreen. It's as simple as that. Because growing up, we were told, I remember being told that black skin does not get cancer, like skin cancer. Like, you don't have to. You're already dark. Like, you've got sun protection already in your skin. You've got melanin. You don't need to wear sunscreen. And Black people don't get skin cancer. Why do you need sunscreen? So, obviously that is a lie. I started wearing sunscreen, and can I tell you, I've seen such a big difference in my skin. Wear sunscreen. I don't care if you are in the house 24 hours or even worse when you're outside. Wear sunscreen. Put that SPF on that melanin skin and protect it. Your skin will thank you. That was lesson number 14. Lesson 15. Lesson number 15 is to fail forward. Fail forward. Don't be scared to try things and fail at them. Fail forward. We fail, but we learn. So you learn by doing. You'll never ever learn anything by sitting back and not trying anything because you're scared you're going to fail. You would have failed, yes, because maybe you wouldn't have received or gotten the results that you were hoping for, but definitely a lesson would have come out of that failure. So fail forward. Don't be scared to try things in life. Don't be scared to go out into the world and just put yourself out there, try new things and learn new things. I did say this before. Don't be afraid to learn. And another way of learning is to fail forward. Failure is the biggest lesson in life. If you're scared to fail, it means you're not going to ever try anything in life, which means that you will be stagnant and you won't be fulfilled in life. So lesson number 15 is to fail forward. That is the only way we will learn. And it's one of the biggest contributors to personal growth. As you fail, you learn and you use the lessons in your next assignment and so on and so forth. So fail forward. Lesson number 16 is one that I'm really passionate about, and I've tackled it in different ways throughout my life, but I feel like I've finally come to a way of tackling it that really works for me. And that lesson is to take care of your body. You only have one body that's going to last you for the rest of your life. From the first day you are born until the day you die, that is the body that's going to carry you and carry your soul and carry your dreams and carry everything that is about you. Take care of your body. Drink your water, exercise, eat well, do all the things that you need to do to keep your body. We don't have control of what may happen to our bodies. We don't have control of how we die, but ultimately we do have control of what we can do in the now. Contribute, show your body that you love it, show yourself that you love it. This is the only body you'll ever get to live in. Look after it, do the best that you can. Mind, body, soul, take care of yourself. You're the only person that will know what your body needs. Give your body what it needs. If it's rest, give your body rest. If you are not moving, give your body movement. We need to move. We are made to move. We've got legs to walk. Walk. Give your body what it needs. Take care of your body. Take care of your mind. And yeah, it will carry you through. It will give back to you what you give to it. So take care of your body. Here's another one that, it's a bit tricky, but it's very important, especially if you've become a parent yourself. Lesson number 17 is forgive your parents. As I've become a parent myself, I realize that there are things that I presume are best for my children. It may be how I speak to my kids, how I reprimand them, how I treat them sometimes. I figured out that sometimes what I think is best is not quite received the same way by my children. And I understand that my best is not necessarily what my children need all the time. Yes, it's my responsibility to give of my best to my children, but how it's received sometimes is not always how it's meant to be received. You know what I'm saying? So I know that I've had to forgive my parents, especially my mother, for some things that I've felt growing up in life, because, you know, life takes us in different directions and it throws different curveballs in our lives. But what I know now is that my mother did the best she could with what she had at the time, and I've had to forgive her for things that I realized in my adulthood that she may have lacked, but she wasn't aware, because she was concentrating on what she thought was best for me, what she perceived in her mind was what I needed at the time. And because there was no conversation, things were not quite as smooth, and some things were not received as they were meant to be received by me. So forgive your parents. I promise you, they did the best with whatever information they had, however they knew, because also they would have seen from how their parents were parenting them, and that for them was the right way to parent you. So yeah, I mean, that one has really had a big impact in my life. It's really helped me release some things that Now that as an adult, I'm understanding that, my parents, my mom especially, it came from a good heart. And yeah, I just need to accept that and receive her efforts and appreciate that she tried and she did the best that she could for me. So yeah, it's very important. I know it may be very touchy and very sensitive, but yeah, if you can find it in your heart, forgive your parents for anything that you feel was a shortcoming in their parenting of you, and how maybe it could also be things that are affecting you now in your adulthood, where they lacked, where they didn't do as you had expected them to as your parent. But I would really encourage you to try and find it in your heart to forgive them. If you need to have conversations with them about those things and maybe make them aware, maybe do that, because I know some things also our parents learn from us. I know that my mom has learned a lot of things from how I'm parenting my children, things that I know I needed as a child that I didn't get, that I'm giving my children now, and she's recognizing that she never gave that to me, and she's learning. So give them the benefit of the doubt and just forgive them, just give them that, and just it will help you be lighter, and it will help your relationship. I know, like I'm saying, I know it's hard sometimes. I know that relationships like that do get complicated, but if you can find it in your heart, do it and just forgive them, and maybe help them learn from you. Yeah, that is lesson number 17. So lesson number 18 is one that even to this day, I am almost having to be conscious about because of the times that we are living in. Lesson number 18 is somebody else's urgency is not your emergency. The times that we are living in, where we have our cell phones in our hands all the time. Every time you wake up in the morning, you have messages from people that are wanting your time and attention. Please remember that you don't always have to attend to people's business, attend to people's requests as an emergency in your life. Their urgency does not necessarily have to be your emergency. Slow down. If you are a person that when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is touch your cell phone, open it up, and you're on social media, or you're reading WhatsApp messages, or whatever it is, give that time back to yourself. Don't wake up in the morning and give off yourself immediately to other people. Let yourself be the one that sets the tone for your day. You delay as much as you can. Give yourself time to center yourself before you attend. Make yourself, your well-being, the emergency that you are so eager to give to other people. Really, the time of social media and cell phones has really taken a lot away from us, from our families, and just how we treat ourselves. So just remember, when you feel, because things like that also causes us to have worry and anxiety, and causes us to just not be settled in our lives if we are constantly wanting to be responding to people, to be available, to be visible to people. Don't do that to yourself. Give yourself the gift of time, the gift of calm, and let your God and yourself be your first emergency. Everybody else can wait. Their urgency is not your emergency. Be calm. Start your days, especially in the mornings. Start your day off calm. Don't let the world enter into your mind and into your room and your bedroom, whatever, before even God comes into your mind and into your bedroom. Invite God first into your mornings. Have slow mornings. I know that this thing is trending now, which I love so much, because we've become so conscious of what the world can do to us and just take away from us. So take back control. If somebody sends you a WhatsApp message, you don't have to respond in 2 minutes. Give yourself time to think. Give yourself time to process whatever they're asking you. If you feel you have to answer them in that moment, if it's something that really cannot wait, but 99% of the time, I promise you, it can wait. So remember that somebody else's urgency is not your emergency, and that it is okay to give yourself the gift of time and calm and quiet, because you deserve it. You do. Lesson number 19. As I've grown older, I realized that we have plans in our heads. We want to see our lives going a certain way, and we almost have like a step-by-step kind of plan that we've put out for our lives. But one thing I've learned in life is that you need to allow yourself to pivot. Life will not always turn out as you wish. Life will not always turn out as you planned, but also allow yourself the freedom to pivot. Sometimes it will be by choice. Other times life will just take you to a different direction, and you need to be in a space where you are able to allow it and not resist, because once you start resisting, then it's going to be hard for you. You know, when you are meant to go a different direction in life, whether you like it or not, you will end up. So the important thing is that you gather yourself, sit down, and go back to the drawing board and just allow. Sometimes we pivot to still end up to where we wanted to go in the first place. It's just that we are taking maybe a longer route or maybe a shorter route, who knows. But allow yourself, give yourself the freedom to allow yourself to pivot in life, to change direction, to change careers, to change your mind. Give yourself that gift, allow yourself to do that. And yeah, I think life will be easier. As soon as we learn to accept that things do change and we don't have control of everything all the time, then it makes life a little bit easier for ourselves. So that is lesson number 19. And lesson number 20 for today is one that I also think is quite important and very touchy. That lesson is to forgive yourself. I said forgive your parents. I said life pivots and you need to allow yourself to pivot with life. You need to forgive yourself for the goals that you set that you did not reach, for the promises you made to yourself that you did not keep, for how differently your life looks to what you had planned and hoped it would look. Forgive yourself. Give yourself the gift of forgiveness so that you're able to start over. Because when you start holding yourself back, when you start criticizing yourself and bashing yourself, it's going to be hard for you to see a different route that you are able to take or that you can take that will allow you to still see life through, to still have a good life. So forgive yourself and allow yourself to pivot. When you forgive yourself, it allows you the freedom to make new choices, to start afresh, to start anew. Life doesn't always go as planned, like I've said before, and we do make mistakes. We are human. We go and we make mistakes in life, you know, whether we hurt people or people hurt us because of who we let into our lives. Whatever type of mistake that you feel you have made in your life, forgive yourself so that you're able to move on and you're able to change direction if you need to. If it's people you've let into your life that have messed up your life, forgive yourself, you know. Like I said, we do best with what we have, with whatever information is at our disposal. We'll use that to make choices. Sometimes those choices are not always the best choices in life. Forgive yourself and move on. Life is too short to be dwelling on old mistakes and old things that we could have or should have. Forgive yourself and move on and see what life brings to you and welcome that and just live and move on and live. Yeah. Lesson number 20. So guys, those are 10 lessons from today's episode, which is episode number 2. My lighting is quite foggy today, I want to say, because the weather is quite cloudy. It was raining earlier and we don't have electricity because of you know who. So please forgive me if the lighting keeps going in and out or if it changes throughout the video. I just don't have control over that. What I do have control over is getting this content out to you as promised. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I hope you get 1 or 2 lessons out of this, and if you do, please kindly comment down below. Also remember, if you haven't subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and like this video, and I hope to see you again next time for episode 3 of my 40 lessons learned in 40 years. Thank you so much, and thank you to everybody who has subscribed so far. It really means a lot to me. I will see you guys on the next one.